Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations, where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the daily office lectionary. Today is Tuesday. And I thought, let's take a look at the lesson that's assigned from the first book of Samuel. We're already up to chapter number 9. And what happened yesterday in the story is that the people come to Samuel. He's now a full-blown prophet. And they come to Samuel and they tell him they want a king. Everybody else around us has a king. We want a king. Now, Samuel says you don't want a king, right? He's consulted with God. He said, if you have a king, he'll take your money, he'll take your sons, he'll lead them into war, all these sort of things. You don't want a king, but they insist. They really want a king. And so through Samuel, they get what they ask for, even if it's not the best for them. Samuel intercedes, and God says, all right, if that's what they want, they'll be sorry, but that's what they get. And so now we've head on the course of having a king over Israel. So first, book of Samuel, chapter 9, beginning at verse 1. Now there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, the son of Abiel, the son of Zeror, the son of Bakaror, the son of Aphiah, a Benjamite, a man of power. And he had a son whose name was Saul, a choice young man and a goodly. And there was not among the children of Israel goodlier person than he. From his shoulders and upward he was higher than any of the people. And the asses of Kish, Saul's father, were lost. And Kish said to Saul, his son, take now one of the servants with thee, and rise and go and seek the ashes. And he went through Mount Ephraim, and passed through the land of Salasia, but they found them not. And they passed through the land of Shalom, and there were not. And he passed through the land of the Benjaminites, and they found them not. And when they were come to the land of Zuph, Paul said to his servants that were with him, come and let us return, lest my father leave, caring for the asses, and take thought for us. And he said unto him, behold now, there's a city of a man of God, and he is an honorable man. He is saith, cometh surely to pass. Let us go thither. Peradventure, he can show us the way that we should go. Then said Saul to his servant, but behold, if we go, what shall we bring the man? For the bread is spent on our vessels, and there's not a present to bring the man of God. What shall we have? And the servant answered Saul again and said, behold, we have here at hand the fourth part of a shekel of silver, and I will give it to the man of God to tell us our way. See, before time in Israel, when the man went to inquire of God, thus he spake, come and let us go for the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. Then said Saul to his servant, well said, come, let us go. So they went to the city where the man of God was. Okay, so interesting, the description of Saul, right? That he was a head and shoulder taller than everybody else. And oftentimes through history, the taller people end up being the natural leaders because of their size. General Washington was a shoulders and head taller than most of his soldiers, and that gave him what is known as command presence. And so Saul seems to be the right guy for the job, and God initially is going to call Saul to be king. Now, if we've read ahead in the story, you can always read ahead in the story, it's not going to go so well for Saul as the king. But here we see Saul is doing his father's bidding. He's going and looking for the lost asses that have wandered off somewhere, or perhaps been led away. And through this, they're going to encounter Saul, the great prophet, and God is going to tell Saul that this is the one for now who is to be king. Ultimately, we know that this is not the final solution for who king is. That's coming up in a couple chapters. But anyway, again, like I said, you're welcome to read ahead. This was chapter 9. You're welcome to read right ahead in the rest of the story. So today's Tuesday. We do have 12:15 Holy Communion today. I do hope that you can join us in person or via this live stream here where you're watching this morning meditation. And may your Tuesday be a day that is full of blessings.